Then we'll have the pledge and prayer.
Lord, we thank you for each and every day that you give us. Grace as you watch over this country and this whole world. And that we always try to seek and do the right thing in each of our decisions, that we all come together and work together as a whole. For it is thy name we pray. Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we got Casey from Southwest, so, it's time to approve the bids on the park and get that thing started. So, anybody have any questions? Casey, you wanna just explain it to them before we, or if they got any questions, they can talk to you about it?
I guess you shared some of the information, so, this is through TDEC, so we followed your local procurement and also state, so we had a sealed bid opening on September the 10th. We had 5 bidders respond, some of them submitted, more than one option. What I did was compare the 3 lowest bids, to, what we had asked for in our bid package, which was based on what you had, the equipment that you had submitted on your application, as far as the children's ages, the capacity, the number of activities. And so, the 3 low bids, they're ranged from 44,000 to 55,000. I think they mainly all meet all the expectations. Normally in sealed bid, you would go with the lowest bidder. If you feel like, one of the other options is more responsive, you could consider that. We would just need to justify that, and we usually would want the city attorney just to check mark that. So if your low bidder came back, the lowest of the low bid came back, you would say we've done our due diligence. And let's see, and I don't know if they shared, just a little bit about the surfacing, or if you had any questions, if you received the proposal of the piece of equipment.
And who was the name of the company that had the lowest bid?
Carolina Recreation, and we're well within budget. I think when, and of course, unfortunately, grants take forever, but, and it's been slow lately, just, there's so much money. I think Brandon understands that, there's a lot of, all those COVID funds are still following through. So, at the time of the application, I think maybe the board was considering if there could be improvements at both parks. And so the application was for, $88,000 total, which this is a 50-50, so TDEC and the city have each a $44,000 commitment. For your capital purchase or construction, that's where they put everything, you have $83,400, and you can see on your bids that, and I just mentioned that your 3 lowest are under $55,000. So you have plenty of money, or if we discovered something, I don't think there should be any issue with the ground or anything like that. So
when we get done with that,
you can
shut down, we can take the rest of the money and match it for North Hill on that part.
Yes, I did talk to TDEC to make sure, because they're very particular about scopes and all that, and I explained the situation, and that the application was just in for the one park at the time. And they said any enhancements at that park, a bench or shade sail or whatever, or if we wanted to go to the other park, preferably, and I don't know if you had it, but you have a strategic plan, and it would be the easiest is to find something that goes within this, these goals here, because they want our communities, to have a plan and to be following it, or if something changes, of course, you can update your plan.
We've looked at it, it's pretty good, and their park is in pretty good shape.
Right.
Much better than this one over here.
Here.
Their biggest concern I'm hearing is they would like to have a basketball court, which I know would be a half basketball court. Is that feasible?
Yes, I kind of floated that by her. I mean, we would have to look and kind of see where, but there is, park, let's see. We would just activities, some of it's generalized, but what we would do before and just like we did for your playground equipment at the city, you propose what you want to do, and TDEC will sign off on it, and we'll get approval before we even start drafting a bid document. But it would have to go through a
What's the
sealed.
deadline on getting all this done? Both parts, what would be the deadline?
Of course, you'd ask me a question off the top of my head. I would say we have about
You
two
ain't got
more.
it there handy, get it to me next week.
I think we have, these are 3-year grants, and this is in the first year. So I'm trying to see if I have anything. I apologize. I usually have it written inside the front here, and I don't.
That's okay,
2 years
it won't interfere with.
Yeah, oh yes, we would definitely,
Yeah, it's not gonna interfere with CDBG, so it really
No.
doesn't matter as long as we get done
you
with the
can't,
deadline.
you just can't apply for another local park.
Right.
You could apply for a trail if they have other TDEC park funding. It's just this particular grant, you have to have it closed out.
Okay.
You don't have to use the balance. You can de-obligate it and say, we wanna save that match and put it toward maybe the next application and do something bigger. But, you know, they really like to see you use it if you have it awarded. So if you can identify a need that kind of fits, again,
I didn't mean to get you off on
Oh, that's
the
fine.
whatnots of later on, cause we need to finish this
Right.
first.
so
So,
tonight
right now,
we need
we
to know
need-
if you want to go with Carolina Rich, the lowest bid,
Right.
or if there is a preference to consider one of the others.
Okay.
Once a decision's made and formal approval is made by the board, I draft a letter for you to sign to commit to that to TDEC. We get their approval before you sign a contract.
Does any board members have any questions for her?
Have you had any experience, or do you know of any cities that has had any experience with Carolina Rick?
No, I have seen bids, but I don't think they've been awarded anything in my area.
But
We can-
all this will have to be inspected, and they will have to,
Yes.
everything.
We
Uh-huh.
don't make.
And we have,
back-
obligations written in, you know, the bid proposal. It's a turnkey, you know, they're responsible for the surfacing, the border, the testing, because you do have to have the head impact testing for a TDEC grant, and that's written into there. So they have to provide that. If they fail it, they'd have to redo, pay for more testing, all of that. And then, TDEC comes and does a 50% inspection and a final after they're completed. So they don't get their money until the last money until TDEC signs off on it.
So is this gonna potentially leave us with $44,000 extra left over?
Possibly.
Yeah,
We wanna
right.
get done before, we wanna make sure that amount.
Maybe about 40, because there's a little bit of grant admin and a couple of other fees in there, so it's, I think you only have about 84,000 for like what they call capital purchase, which would be construction or equipment.
Do we have a copy of this park and recreation plan that Ms. Casey has?
You sent that to us by,
Right.
yeah, we.
Okay, and I brought this,
We could probably
a lot
look
of
at
it's
that
a wish
online.
list, but yeah, and I can send you electronic, PDF for everybody.
I think we've
I would
got that
say-
electronic. I thought he did, got sent it to you.
I just noticed that.
So what you're saying is if we go with the lowest bid, say 44,000, then that is what the city is gonna be out for this piece of equipment?
It's a
City's gonna be at
50-50, so you'd be half.
Okay, so we're only gonna be out 22.
Yes, sir. And it is a reimbursement, so you have to pay, provide me with a canceled check, and then we get your 50%
Yeah,
back.
That ain't no problem.
Right, so y'all had already committed to that when you applied for it, because this grant does not have the option to advance it, so.
I'm not saying this has anything to do with their quality or their capabilities, but do we know how long that Carolina Recreation has been in business?
It don't really matter.
They're gonna make sure they.
If they
do
don't
it.
get this, if they
No.
don't get this done, they get halfway done, they just lost their money.
They don't get-
I'm not gonna pay them nothing, and they're not gonna write a
Right.
check till this is done.
I can find out for you,
Yeah.
And they usually-
TDEC's gonna make sure. they-
and we can get reference, yeah.
I was just curious.
And you
Can't
could,
answer that.
yeah.
I think 44.
TDEC's
But I
gonna
can
make
definitely
sure.
get some of that info, even if you
They're
approve it,
bonded.
we are not signing a contract tonight, so I could get some follow-up information before you.
They're all bonded and insured,
Yes,
so they're bonded and insured, you can't go wrong.
As far as that goes, we probably don't know any of the other bids.
None of
no, I didn't have that in. I think Like
all
if you
of
have an
that.
engineer doing your plans and specs, but some of them have a questionnaire about some of those things, or,
That's what I'm getting at.
and so, and know their local contractors, so, but we can find out, cause we'll be submitting your recommendation to the state, and before you signed a contract, we could get some information
And it's
on
not
it.
going-
gonna ensure that.
And he said that they are bonded, and, which normally these installs do not take very long, and most of our contractors only bill once a month, so they may only have one bill, or I usually tell them to do a partial and then a final, so in case we find something wrong, we're not holding up their payment. That you would, receive, each invoice, and, the mayor, any of the board members, whatever your policy, y'all could go out there and kinda look at the progress if you had any concerns. And, hold the payment until, cause you gotta have approval signature on it, so that would also be kind of your, part of your oversight on it.
We got into that one time on a sidewalk grant, we signed off on it. We was having electrical problems, we should've waited another 30 days, because it started after that again, but we learned.
And my understanding too, that we can still do some improvements to Lincoln Park also,
With the extra money.
with the extra money like that.
Yes, we just have to propose what you wanna spend it on and submit it to the state, because this scope,
We need a
It's
public
basically-
meeting on that too, don't we?
I don't think you have to do that, I'll confirm, but she did
I
not.
would like to have.
Yeah. For the application, you do have to have, and that's where your original scope was developed, was based off of that, and that's part requirement for most grants. But if you, I think TDEC is gonna wanna see, is it related to something that you've identified as a current need or want?
Anybody have any
And-
more
and-
questions? Anybody wanna make a motion, we accept the lowest bid?
I make the motion, we accept the lowest bid.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Unanimous? Okay. Casey, we appreciate you coming.
Oh, you're welcome.
If you have anything we need, just holler at us and we'll.
Yeah, I will follow up on what we need to submit to the state for the bid award. You don't sign anything without, because they have to approve, the state will approve how we procured it, how we bid it. They will, we'll have Carolina send us the exact plan, like how everything's gonna look, and you submit that to the state, and they approve that, and then you sign a contract. So you don't sign without.
I won't sign till you say so.
That's right.
You got it,
Okay. And I'll follow up on some of your
Yeah.
You want this back? Mr.
No, you can have it, I have it, and if anybody wants a digital, let me know and I can email it to you.
Thank you, Casey.
Thank y'all for letting
We
me go
probably
first.
need that for our record. If you would send it to Jessica,
Yes, the plan,
please.
Mhm.
Thank you.
thank y'all.
Okay, Emily,
Just a simple question, has the budget for 25-26 been approved by the state?
25, 26.
The current budget,
Oh,
has it
yeah,
been approved by the state?
Yeah.
And if so, will the public be able to get a copy of this budget?
All the aldermen had it, we've had a
I'm
budget.
not asking about the alderman, can the
Yeah.
public, it's
Yeah.
a public
I-
record.
Yeah, if we make any hard copies, we have to charge for them.
It's a public record.
That's right, and that's state, you thank the state legislature for that. They just passed that last year.
Okay.
It's not much, I don't think it's just so much a copy, but it is.
Is it available online through the Tennessee Comptroller's website?
All right, we can send it electronically to you.
That'll be fine.
It won't cost you nothing.
Okay, I'm just curious.
Yeah. Yeah, the budget's been passed since June.
Okay.
Yeah, that has to
It was
be
the
done.
beginning of the bid.
Has to be a balanced budget, that's the law,
Mhm.
thank God.
Yeah.
We can't operate like Congress. So, let's see, all righty, anybody wanna make a motion, we approve the minutes and the financial statements?
Mark your email down before you leave on that.
I had a quick question.
All right, go ahead.
Where did this $5,000 deposit come from? Was that for, River Day stuff? Right here.
Is it on the third one?
September 3rd, September 3rd.
That was probably state, funds.
funds, like sales tax, and if you go to your bookkeeping system, that,
Oh, it's right here.
that would be able to, if it says state remittance, it's just a monthly stuff that comes in, beer tax, mixed drink tax, petroleum special.
Well, I see Hardin County donated $2,000 for Riverdale. Okay, I see that.
That matches up with an amount from Hardin County trustee on the
Okay,
second
so
page.
that's the 1
about
cent,
halfway
that's the
down.
1 cent sales tax, then we get a check from them as well.
Any more questions? Is it possible we can send the alderman electronic copy of this about a week before the meetings?
Well, that's kind of a problem, cause sometimes I'm balancing it the day of, cause.
That's
I mean,
right,
it's
no,
like-
we couldn't do that, that's right.
Now, if it's the 7th or 8th miss a meeting, yeah, that would be.
We
could
could
do
keep
that
it a
then.
week behind every month, do that, I guess.
Oh, right there is what I was talking about.
We'll look at, that's something we can look into and see. But the problem with it,
Money coming in, not going out.
Right.
do I have anything else on the financial statement or the minutes? Anybody wanna make a motion, we accept them?
Make the motion, we accept it.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Okay. For the school, only paid for if the grant is approved. Submitted several, advertised quite a bit, Southwest handled this. F&M in Savannah is the only one that responded and wants to do the job, and I know them, Ron Ash owns that, been known him for 50 years, and, he is interested in doing the engineering firm, he's done engineering firm, stuff for us before, F&M.
Have you spoken to Ron and
Yes.
kinda give him an idea of what we would like?
Well, it don't matter what we like, it's what he's gonna do. He does the engineering, he's gonna tell us what we need.
And that went to a public bid?
Do what now?
Did that go to a public bid?
They get what is set up in the grant for engineering.
No, I'm talking about to fix the school, was it publicized as an open?
Southwest done that.
Okay.
They're responsible for all that stuff. And it was publicized
So
in
he'll
the
look
paper.
at the gym.
They was 3 or 4 solicited, and F&M said they would do it, and none of the rest of them even responded.
He'll look at the gym. and
Yeah,
the-
they wouldn't do it any cheaper or any higher than anybody else, cause we got X amount of dollars set up in the grant for them. And Ron does a good job, he's been there a long time. He used to be with Hart Freeland and Roberts, if you remember them out of Nashville, done a lot of the water grants. You may not have
Yeah,
been
yeah.
involved.
They've done.
Done a lot, yeah. They're right there on Court Square, in behind Joe Brown's office. And that,
Here's my question, will we have any say-so in, if we receive this grant, will we have any say-so, say the grant's $1 million, will we have any say-so in, say, well, we would like this amount of work done in the gym, this amount of work done in the auditorium?
I think the only say-so we'd have, because that's why you have engineers, I think the only say-so you would have is like, say it's just so much we can't afford to do it all.
Right,
So we break it down, do we wanna do the gym or do the school?
and then we would have say-so.
And then move on, yeah. But now, we wouldn't have the say-so with telling them what to do and how to do it. they're gonna tell us what structural need is and what has to be done to fix it. I mean, that's their job, that's what engineers do.
And mainly repair how it's already been built.
It'll be repaired on what they say to do. It won't, you know, it'll be for the best, you know. They know more than, one of them guys know more than all this room put together. This is what they do for a living, engineering, you know.
But what I'm getting at is like, say they wanna tear out this one room and make one big room, or they wanna, that's what we're.
We'll have to
out
let
there
him look at
making-
Now, once they submit that, we'll get to look it over and the board either
Approve
say,
it or not.
well, yeah, or cancel the grant, cause they're not gonna change the structural design just because we want it.
I'm assuming they'll meet with us and sit down and explain to us what they propose.
They'll turn that over to Southwest and Southwest will. A lot of these, firms don't like to meet with boards. I had a state board tell me the other day, said, I'll come meet with you, but I'm not coming to meet with the board, whole board. They just don't like controversy and all that stuff.
When does the application need to be in for the grant?
What is it?
I think it's March, but we're having a public hearing, December 3rd, I believe.
Typically, how long do you think it would take before we would know? You think it would take
Oh,
a
we'll
year?
know within probably 6 months, after it's submitted, if that long, may not be that long. I'd say we'd know before July. The state budget is July 1, federal budget's January 1. City, state, and county is July 1.
Southwest is posted in the Courier, so the December meeting will start 30 minutes earlier.
Yeah, it'll be 30 minutes earlier than the regular city meeting. But I mean, that's how all grants are done. You're just not gonna tell them how to fix something. That's why we hard that. If they say put a 10 2x4s down through here and you say, well, 3's enough, they say, well, we're sorry, you put 10 or you don't get paid. But that's good. That falls back on that. Anybody wanna make the motion, we hire up and then, engineering firm out of Savannah?
And I did understand you to say that they don't get paid until this grant is approved, correct?
That's what they told us, right? That's the way it's always been. Every grant I've ever done, I've done on many of them. We never pay nothing unless we get approved.
Another one thing I'd like to see the school fixed.
I make
Yeah.
a motion.
You make the motion, Corey, that we, all right, there's second.
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Motion carries unanimous. Okay, so y'all know I wavered the mayor's salary. Don't get nothing out of this, cost me money every week out of my pocket. But I wanna do away with the mayor's salary completely, get it off the books. Anybody have a problem with that? We need to vote on it.
I make a motion that we take the mayor's salary, eliminate it off the books.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. That takes care of things for 8 years. Cause if we decide to run or got beat next time, even if they vote in a salary, they can't get it. It'll go to the following election. So you're looking at 8 years down the road with no salary, thank God. It's crazy. Okay. We got a budget amendment. I can do this, but I always like to let y'all know when I move money. We're moving $2,000 from the fire supplies to the police repairs, maintenance, and supplies to pay for the gun Ashley's got and buy her little gas when she needs to have an emergency or something. I just wanted to let y'all be aware that I told Jessica to move that money.
That's for the year. The 3,000 is for the year.
That, well,
He's just moving.
Or just-
it.
I just moved, yeah, that's why we put so much money in you put this money somewhere so you can move it around. A budget is something that you start with.
Right.
That's
If
why
that
they make
money ran
amendment to
out,
the
we need
budget
some
and all
more,
that.
we'd move
Yeah.
forward.
And I think a lot of people don't understand on this money part, like when you approve a budget, you've approved maintenance for X amount of dollars for the whole year. You don't vote on every shovel you buy, or every coverage you put in, or everything you do. You voted on that money when you approved that budget. Now, if you got $20,000 set up in that budget, and we need 25, if we ain't got funds to shift it up from another category or department in the city that's already approved, then the board has to amend the budget and come up with more money. But you approve the budget once a year for the money to be spent. You don't vote on every little nickel and dime, but you can't. Nobody does. It don't happen anywhere. But I think a lot of people, I don't think the general public understands that. That's how important the budget is. Of course, we've done voted to do away with the trolley stop. I can go down there and tear that thing down and haul it to the dump and burn it, or for nothing. Or we can, Dwayne Eaton said he'd take it down for the building. You may have a problem with that.
How about we go back and vote on the budget amendment first before we get on that? Can we do that?
You don't have to vote on the budget amendment. I've done that. I done that. I just letting you know it's done.
Okay.
We had already voted to do away with the trolley stop.
Yeah.
We were gonna make that parking.
That's right.
Everybody
Yeah.
downtown said they needed more.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Yeah,
So
sidewalk state.
something's gotta be done with it anyway.
That's right. We don't need it. I mean, the building is no good to the city unless, the board members and nobody really, we can't get it, that's illegal.
I can't move it.
Yeah, I can move, but when I do, I'm gonna take my time. I'm gonna tear it down and throw it away.
If Dwayne wants it, I don't have a problem.
I'm fine with Dwayne having it.
Ricky, you fine with Dwayne having it?
I'm not fine for tearing it down.
Well, you voted for tear it down.
I don't think I
Well,
did.
you may not have.
I don't think
Yeah,
I
I
did.
think-
I
okay,
think it was
Corey, you're
partly
not-
built with state money.
Corey?
I'm not for tearing it down.
Okay.
'Cause I
Well,
still-
three
I
say it's okay,
I
so
still believe
let's
it's,
let Dwayne have it.
did the state not put the sidewalk that it sits over in?
I don't know, they may have, I'm sure they did, but they ain't got nothing to do with the building's fixing to go.
Well, the building.
They tried to play politics
The
with
sidewalk-
TDOT and say I had to have a permit to tear it down, that's all.
No,
Bunch
you can
of
tear the
bullshit.
building down. You can
It
tear
ain't even on the right of way.
you can tear the building down, but the sidewalk can't be tore up.
We won't tear the side, we may park on them, but we ain't gonna tear them down. Okay, we've got a bill here from, who is this?
MTS.
Is that MTS?
It is MTS, yes.
Okay, MTS has got a program, and the former mayor and board has already paid half of this. All cities and towns, and I guess counties are doing this, they're consolidating all of the ordinances, and I'm sure referendums too.
That's
aren't
what
they?
you sent me.
I'm not sure about that.
Well, they're doing ordinances. They've sent us a bill for $1,750. The other board's done paid the first half. It was a total of $3,500. This is where the public can go there and see what we got anytime. And he told me it would also be a good time to take out or add any ordinances that you wanted to add or delete while we're doing this. So we'll have to get together on this, if y'all decide to continue with it, and, decide which ordinances we want took out, if any. I don't know of any we need.
That's just a municipal code service, right?
Yeah, it's MTS. They're kind of our advisors. They're not our attorney. We don't have to do what they say, but it's best, if they're in doubt, they'll tell me go call your city attorney, because they're not gonna take the blame. They're just in an advisory, department of the state, and they do it from Knoxville, Nashville, Memphis, and Saltillo, everybody, towns and cities. So, the other half of the bill is $1,750. Now, do y'all wanna continue with this and have them to do that and pay that $1,750? personally don't have a problem with this because
I make a
people
motion,
can't say that, I can't find an ordinance.
I make a motion to keep
Do
on
it.
with it. Yep.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye?
Uh,
All opposed, like, all right, that carries.
Question,
Sure.
do we need to go back and take a vote on the line?
No. Oh. I was right on that one. I can move it, yeah. Only thing else I have is, evidently Melvin made a little scene last night at the county court about Saltillo being responsible for people running off in the river, and that's totally wrong, and the county court shut him down short, very short, and shut him up. And Melvin's my friend, and I'm not trying to dishonor Melvin at all. And then they said today he's going around saying he's gonna have a river, or boat ramp done away with. That ain't gonna happen. This is all on TWRA. This is why we didn't wanna lease. They're liable. TDOT has checked this part, this signage down here many times, and they said there's nothing else we can do. And, the county court, county mayor, and all of us have all agreed after talking today, it's not our place, it's TWRA's place. If they wanna shut it down, then that's their baby.
Or
We're
if
not,
they wanna move it,
or if they wanna put up a gate or a brick wall, personally, and I've been here since 1956, and I've pulled a many body out of there myself, and some of my friends. If they run in the river, now they're either impaired or they're doing it on purpose. There's no other way around it.
To my understanding, that this is not the only boat ramp in Tennessee built like this.
That's correct.
There's multiple others.
I will go on record and say that if our cameras had still been down at the river, it would have saved a whole lot of leg work, time and money for
No.
everybody involved.
They ain't, the cameras that were on the riverbank, let this go on the record, never caught a single car running in the river. Not the first one. They
If they were
checked and checked.
positioned correctly, they would.
No, they would not. I got them right here, Ricky. We're gonna put them up down there where they're supposed to be, up there at the stop sign where they can see people going to the river.
That's what I said.
Not where
If they're
people can
positioned
sell
correctly,
drugs.
they would.
Not where people can use the camera and sell drugs. That won't work. And we're not, that's just like the cameras being used for playground equipment, and you got a pedophile, a registered sex offender monitoring the cameras and being paid by the city every month. That, do what?
I agree with that.
Okay, good.
Are we going to put up those cameras in a different location? Is that
Yes,
what you
yes.
were saying?
I mean, why have them at the end of the riverbank? You just wants to throw them in the river. They're no good. They're useless. So I'll get these things going. Roger wouldn't give us the login and password. We got the ones at the school going. They've been going a couple of months. But I'll get these going and then we'll talk about where to put them. But if you don't, to begin with, we can't put them where they were because that's TWRA property. That's not our property. We have nothing to do with the riverbank whatsoever, except the boat dock. The boat dock, Jonathan's in charge of the boat dock, and what he says with the boat dock goes, he's the man over it. So I'll get these cameras bypassed and get them jailbroke and get back in there and get logged into them and get a password where they can be monitored. Then we can catch a car coming down the road and run in there. They never caught Danny McComb, they never seen none of them with the other cameras, not a single one of them. And they were checked and they never would offer to move and do anything. And I'm not blaming nobody, but they're just in the wrong place. Period.
Speaking of the boat dock, speaking of the boat dock,
Yes,
it has never been closed off for any other reason but for safety issues.
right, absolutely.
It is.
Yeah.
Do you have some?
And anybody caught tampering with that boat dock, I would personally prosecute them through the city if it's marked off. And that's just how it is. That's city property.
I've been going on there.
You're in charge of it.
Free to do repair work, and you know, I do it as quick as possible, but I have other people that I have to make a living too.
It don't make no difference. You're the man in charge. You say if it's dangerous, it's dangerous. And once we get the cameras up, we'll know who's messing with it and who's not, and they will be prosecuted.
And the reason that it was tore up from this previous time was because of a yacht that come through wide open
Right, the waves do.
that run all the fishermen up the creeks.
Yeah.
That I know.
And see, they're responsible for that. If we'd had the number off the yacht, they'd had to pay for fixing them.
Yes.
I mean, you're responsible for your wave. That's why barges have wave knockers, yachts don't. But that's kind of the update on the, and I talked with Kevin in detail just a few minutes ago again, and he says that, county has nothing to do with anything in the city. They have no jurisdiction whatsoever. And he said, I don't think Melvin said that. And I said, well, I agree with you. I know what he said at the county court, and I do really, really appreciate Don Robertson. He cut him off just really quick, and he educated the county court. They thought that the city of Saltillo owned all that, and they don't, but it makes no difference. It's nothing to do with the county anyway. And Kevin said it's absolutely none of our business. You know, we're not supposed to be trying to tell y'all what to do. The only county official that has any authority over the city is the sheriff, and he's the highest ranking official in the county. And that's just how it is. It goes county, city, state, federal. So I hope they're not going around saying we're gonna close your ramp, because I don't think they will. Now, TWRA says they're gonna close it. We can't stop that. But if somebody comes in here, emergency management or something, we can say we're gonna shut it down. I think we can stop that. I don't think there'd be a person in Saltillo wouldn't be so mad they wouldn't be up there knocking on their door and stop that. Just like when they cut the ditch across the land and cut the riverbank off, and TWRA took it, and, you know, they called the city, wanted us to condemn that property and take it, and we said, no, we definitely will not take that property. But the state ended up taking it for a boat route, yeah. So that's all I have. Anybody want to make a motion with adjourn?
Couple of 3 questions before we adjourn. Surplus property, are we ever gonna sell surplus property, or we
I
gonna
want
8 months ago?
One of these days, we ain't no hurry. Ain't gonna bring nothing. Why, you interested in buying one?
No. I'm interested in doing what we said we'd do. and
Well,
sell
we're waiting to see
surplus
what the fire department wants and what Ashley wants. We will went after that. We're in no hurry. It ain't costing us one penny for them.
property. It's not appreciating in value either.
They
Second
ain't
thing,
gonna bring nothing.
second thing, spray painting on Main Street.
Yeah,
That really is a bad reflection on the
I don't
city.
care, Rick.
I know you don't.
I don't care a bit. I marked down there to show where the property line is.
I would think-
Chris owns on one side, city owns on the
I
other
would think
side.
if we're gonna spray paint down there, we at least need to know how to spell.
It don't
put
make no
on.
difference. I don't pay no attention to my spelling,
I know
Ricky.
you
You got it. Everybody, you know why the state agencies won't meet with this board? You're the man in the stripes. You're the man reason they don't wanna come down here and talk to this board. They're not gonna come down here and listen to that shit. So, okay, we got anything else? One more thing, let's hear it.
Have you been, why have you not told the board that we're in a lawsuit?
I haven't got it on the agenda yet. It's a
It's
big.
strange, we had the court meeting today, but nobody knew about it but you.
That's right, that's right. If I come and talk to you about that, I broke the sunshine law. Ricky, you the one always raising Cain about how many days you gotta post a special meeting and all that. You can't come in here and talk to me. That's breaking the law.
That's
You
right.
can't do that.
But
I can't
it's
call you.
done every week.
No, it's not.
Yes, sir, it
Who
is.
lied? Tell us.
By you.
You're lying.
No, sir.
You're a liar.
No, sir.
Anybody else got anything?
Make a motion, we adjourn.
And is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, aye? All opposed, like sign. Let the liar leave.